was like, oh, 37 years until I retire. I could do this. I don't have a savings account. There's hardly anything in my 401k. I'm not retiring.
There was no Affirm during the last recession. You're going to end up financing a pizza. Imagine defaulting on your house because you financed a pizza. But you're going to have to because we're so cooked. And people are going to be financing glizzies. There's going to be a glizzy bailout.
Yeah, it's getting out of control, guys. And when you see that you can finance DoorDash and finance groceries at the grocery store, guys, that's when you really know that we're headed to dark times. And it's very unfortunate because so many Americans are giving up on the American dream. You got 401ks getting slashed. You got wages are getting slashed. You got mass layoffs. People don't even know where their next paycheck is going to come because the cost of living, it's just getting out of control, guys. It's so many things going on within the country right now. And it's very unfortunate. And I'm not even trying to fear market, but Americans are truly giving up on the American dream, and even the job market, it's just falling apart. It's scary, honestly. If you just sit down and think about where we are as a country, and I continue to see MAGA over and over and again, they're talking about, oh, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be great within the next few months. Hey, I'm still waiting to sit back and see what it's going to look like. I don't have a lot of faith, but hey, we'll wait and see. And it blows my mind to see that they're constantly, hey, we're great. The tariffs are the best thing to ever do. The tariffs are going to bring jobs back into the country. They're going to bring manufacturing. Hey, I don't see it. Where is it? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Is the American dream still alive or is it dead in 2025? If you enjoy great content like this, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I got more videos in here that are going to blow your mind. Check this out.
If you've ever traveled outside of the United States, then you know that the American dream isn't what we thought it was. There is a heaviness that I experience immediately when I return back to this country after traveling. After witnessing in other countries how they live with so little, but they're so happy, it gets harder and harder to come back and exist in this capitalist society. Because once you've experienced that taste, it gets harder to put yourself back in this box that the United States has created for us. Call me crazy, but I choose to believe that we were created for more than giving our lives to capitalism, and I believe that we are creative beings and we were meant to create and connect and have community and experience freedom and peace. And there's a reason that we're all sick, unhappy, and stressed, and working ourselves into a hole. It's all creating this false sense of security, this, oh, I'm safe now, I have these things that I've acquired that are gonna keep me safe. I feel secure now. The only certainty in this life is uncertainty.
Man, honestly, fuck the American dream. The American dream ain't never did nothing for nobody but put them in some goddamn debt. You buy a house, you in debt. You buy a car, you in debt. You start a business, you in debt. You try to go to school, you in debt. You telling me there ain't shit we can do in this life to where a motherfucker ain't gotta be in debt? Like nothing? And it's like, I know God intended for us to do more than just clock in and die. Because at this fucking point, that's all we doing. We barely making enough to survive, and we clocking in and dying. That's all the fuck.
You know, I laugh because it's funny, but at the same time, it's really not funny because really a lot of Americans are feeling this way. You feel like every single day you wake up, you got to clock in, work, and go home, go to sleep. Then you wake up, clock in, go to work, go home, and you work all these hours just to be able to barely afford rent and all the everything else in life, like groceries, food, and cost of living, because you're only making like $15 an hour, at most $20 an hour at some of these manufacturing and warehouse jobs. I don't know where she works at, but I feel her pain. And I was there at a certain point in my life because I was only making like $17 an hour. I had to pay my rent, I had to keep my gas, and I had my car to take care of, and I had the food. I had to survive. And I didn't know when I was gonna be able to retire. I didn't even have retirement in my mind. And mind you, I was 21 years old at that point. So it's crazy out here. But at the same time, you saw the first video. She's traveling to other countries, and you literally see people are just living life. Like, not that they're living lavishly, they got the Lamborghinis and the nice fancy things, but they're comfortable with where they at, and they have their happiness, right? They're happy with where they at. They don't need to make $1 million. They don't need to have this nice job, nice fancy houses, nice cars. Everything is so expensive out the roof, and they can get a nice, okay house, and they can live in there and be comfortable without the stress of not knowing where the next dollar is going to come from. Listen, my whole goal in this life is to have a house that is paid for, a car that is paid for, and have my family within the house. And it is achievable, but at what cost? That's the main question. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. The housing market is just out of control. Like, I don't even see myself buying a house without losing them, hundreds of thousands of dollars within these next few years, because the economy is just falling apart. I don't know what the housing market is going to look like. I don't know what the economy is going to look like within the next few years. I don't know, but hey, what I do know is this next video, it's gonna blow your mind. Check this out.
I honestly don't know how people 18 to 30 right now are just going to work and acting like nothing's happening. This is gonna be a deep dive into the modern American dream and what people need to realize if they are young in their career right now. And if you are just doom scrolling, go ahead and go to the next one. But if you are actually serious about taking career advice from someone who has left a $300K a year corporate job to run their own business in 2025, let's talk. I just want to give you a little bit of context as to where we are at and mapping this to past trends in the US. My mom's parents, my dad's parents, neither of them went to college. They grew up in a small town, a manufacturing town back when the United States was the manufacturing capital of the world. And what happened when I go to their towns now, which is a small town in Indiana and a small town in South Carolina, there's a graveyard of factories that are completely empty. They have been deteriorating for 20 to 30 years. Right now, if you are 18 to 35, we are just like our grandparents who are working at a factory. There's a clear path. Maybe you're in tech and there's a high-paying job. You can save money, you can live a good lifestyle. But you know what just happened? And this is the same shit as our grandparents experienced is, hey, they're working at the Ford factory and it's going great. But you know what? GM just announced they're moving their facilities to China. And oh, that's okay. Hey, Cursor is replacing the need for engineers at tech companies. Some of the biggest investment banks in the world are forecasting a recession, but hey, it hasn't hit me yet. I'm making $150K. I'm just gonna save 10% more this month. The same exact shit is happening right now, guys. And if you are 18 to 35, you have two choices. You can hold on to your slightly above average, higher than normal paying job, and you can wait 3 to 5 years until you finally get cut, and then you've got to figure it out when you're even more entrenched in your lifestyle, or you can actually start building or changing careers right now. If you have the ability to go really deep on the technical side and you understand that world, maybe that's a path for you. But if not, and I'm dead serious, guys, you need to learn how to sell right now. I don't see a path in 2050 and beyond where almost any type of job is still in demand. Now, sure, there's going to be programmers, there's going to be analysts, there's going to be lots of different, traditionally high-paying roles, but with how much software is doing, there's going to be less of those jobs available because AI is going to be a co-pilot and making those jobs execute much faster with less people. And additionally, the pay bands for those, which right now a highly skilled software engineer can still command 400 to 500K, that is going to slow down, and overall, on average, that is going to come down further and further. There is no advantage anymore in being a great programmer like there was between 2000 and 2020, where if you were the first person to market, you made the first Uber of whatever, you had a real chance of building a successful, fast-growing business. That is commoditized. I built a ChatGPT bot yesterday in an hour that automated 5 hours of work per week, and I don't even know how to program. So if you do not know how to sell, I recommend getting an entry-level sales job at a reputable company, especially if you have a solid background, so you can just understand the skills of how to carry a one-on-one conversation, how to sell a higher ticket item business to business, and or maybe you don't necessarily want to do that if you are not learning how to play the social media game, if you are not trying to build a YouTube, a TikTok, or an Instagram. Just pick one. You don't have to do all three at the beginning, but if you are not learning that, guys, I don't see a future where 10 years from now, you're gonna have a real chance to compete against AI and so many jobs. So with that being said, I'm giving honest career advice of someone who has left their 300K corporate job because I built an online business that is bigger than that salary. If you want more of that advice, that is what this channel is about. And I also make tons of free in-depth guides on YouTube about tech sales as well. So yeah, let me know where you're at. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
I have 2 grown daughters. I have 3 small granddaughters. And look, keeping dolls affordable, keeping our kids' toys affordable, That really is part of the American dream. I remember recently the Secretary of the Treasury said that cheap goods was not a part of the American dream. Well, I'm somebody who spent almost my entire life in public service. We lived on our paycheck while we raised 3 kids and put 3 kids through college. Cheap goods are a big part of it. And I think we ought to be candid about that.
I just got thinking as I'm driving into work today, dropping my son off at school, filled up the gas tank, and I realized gas prices, $2.98 a gallon. Got paid this week. Still paying taxes, income tax. Oh, guess what? Still paying property tax. Guess what? We're still paying tax on overtime. So then I started wondering, is it just a different face with the same old frickin' story? It seems like no matter who's in charge, we get hyped up at the beginning before they get in that big change is coming. Big change is coming. Wow, we're gonna all have all this money. No matter who goes in, it's the same shit. The government wins, you lose. And I realize I need new brakes and rotors on the back of my car. It's grinding when I stop. My dryer's broken. Somehow I gotta buy a new damn dryer. But how do we pay for it all? You wanna know what? We can't. You wanna know why? Because the government takes all of your money. What do they do with it? They sure as hell don't fix the roads. Just drove 30 minutes from one town to the next today and just about took the tires and the alignment out of my car. Bang, bang, bang the whole damn way. Where's the money go? All this money we give them, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and what do they do with it? I'd like to know. They're supposed to get to the bottom of it. A lot of big arrests coming. Guess what? Not one arrest. Different face, same story. You know what that means? We're all just living the old American dream, aren't we?
Hey, we're still talking about whether truck drivers can even speak English. Like, if you can get your CDL license within America, don't you think you're able to speak English? Like, I don't know. It blows my mind that the executive orders and all these little bills that are being passed out. Where are the promises are that we was talking about with the gas prices? He's lying about the gas price. He said the gas is $1.98 somewhere within the United States. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. I didn't see gas nowhere for $1.98. So whatever. I don't understand where we are as a country. Why do we continue to go through the same thing over and over again? And we continue to see MAG out here just saying, hey, life is good. Life is great. You know, short-term pain for a long-term gain. And I don't see any of that happening in the next few years. What about tariffs is going to make the country great? Like, what within this whole system is going to bring manufacturing within the United States and make everything better again? I don't see it. But hey, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. If you enjoy good content like this, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok, guys. I'm on TikTok now. All right, so follow me over there. Link is in the description. I'll see you next video. We out. Let's go.